Meet Mr. Once, my once-in-a-lifetime Ironman account. He's got big dreams of leveling his skills, defeating iconic bosses, and collecting all of RuneScape's best gear. However, for Mr. Once, those dreams are far easier said than done. This is the story of that journey. Mr. Once decided that he needed a bit of R&R after last episode, so while he does a bit of fishing here, let's quickly recap last episode's progress. We achieved 10 crafting, 28 fletching, 25 mining, and 26 thieving, as well as a few levels in the combat department. All of those levels, combined with the quests we've done so far, has brought us up to a total of 269 levels. As I said in last episode, the goal for this episode is to be standing in front of the Wintertodt and ready to walk in by the end. There are a few skills that we'll be focusing on in this episode, including fishing, but we also need to take care of a few other things for Wintertodt, such as a food supply and warm clothing. Now, if you aren't familiar with Wintertodt, just know you need to have 4 pieces of what's considered warm clothing to take the least amount of damage possible. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, but as an Ironman, we are somewhat limited on what we can access right now. We'll get back to that later though. But for now, it's time to take a break from skilling for Wintertodt to do something that will make every grind in this account going forward much easier. That's right, it's agility time. Now, while you sit there and watch me work my way through the first bit of agility, let's talk fishing. You see, there are many different fish and other creatures to catch while leveling the fishing skill in RuneScape. However, many of them overlap in the method. Small net fishing allows me to catch shrimp at level 1. At level 15, I will still catch shrimp with my small net, but also anchovies. To keep things within my rule set, any fish I have caught can never be caught again. Since I already did shrimp fishing and then switched to a rod, I can't go back to anchovies now because I always have a chance to catch shrimps, and that would break my rules. Basically, I'm limited to each method of fishing being used one time, for the most part. Alright, I think it's pretty obvious that once we get to level 10 here, we're going to head straight to Draenor and do the rest of our agility training there for this episode. So let's not waste any more time, let's cut right to that and carry on. After that, I wasted my time murdering some Skittle sheep, cheated against the coolest fisher in all of Gielinor, legit ran through a castle like a chicken with its head cut off, helped the goblin leaders learn some fashion, banged my head against a wall until I figured out how to beat the new version of this quest. Thank you, Jagex, so much. Murdered a bunch of red smurfs and took their possessions, and finally helped perhaps the biggest idiot in the entire game. Alright, so we are back where we started skill-wise with the full camo outfit now. I'm grounding out a last little bit of fishing with a big net to build up a bit of the food supply that I'll be needing for Wintertodt next episode. I want to take a moment here to do a mid-episode levels update since there have been some major changes overall. I had to kill a fair amount of imps to complete Imp Catcher, 51 to be exact, so my combat skills have gone up a bit, which is good, because let me tell you, the new version of Recruitment Drive came out right after I completed Sheep Herder in order to get the 3,000 coins needed to change into a woman. so I didn't need to change anymore, but the fight was definitely made more difficult with the lack of information out there. The only hint on the wiki and in the game is that no blade can kill Surley, and just that you have to pick the right weapon. After failing about 6 times, I leveled up and proceeded to flinch him with my fist. Otherwise, we are currently sitting at an awesome 375 total levels after grinding out 30 agility, 34 fishing, a few prayer, herblore, and magic levels from the quests, as well as 8 construction from the Daddy's Home mini quest. Finally, I had a Genie's Lamp last episode which I was forced to use before recruitment drive, so I put it on Slayer. Later on I got another Genie's Lamp, which will come in extremely clutch later on in this episode. So, now that we are all caught up, let's get this last fishing level and do a quick bank check. In my bank, we can also see a lot of progress as well. Here at the bottom is all of the fish that I caught to get to level 35. So while that ticks off quite a few items from future skilling options, it will all come in handy very shortly. I also caught 7 caskets, so I'll open those in a sec to see what's inside. Other things of note would be the construction supplies from Daddy's Home that I got as a reward, and the stardust I collected from a falling star. I think I'll be chalking up falling stars in the clue scrolls and random events category. Otherwise, I would need months to get a video out if I used them as a specific skilling strategy. They are, after all, a diversion, and they are more about the rewards, not really the experience. Lastly, I end up with a maze random event, which you can see now, and got a few rewards from that. So let's check these caskets, and then I want to do these clue scrolls, if possible, to see what I can get. So as you saw there at the end of the last clip, I had some bad luck with the caskets, and I also had the same bad luck with our clue scrolls. Basically, I completed a step on all of them except for the medium, but none of the steps following that were very feasible for me, so we are moving on. Only one grind now stands between Mr. Once and those lovely doors of Din. Cooking. I'm targeting a specific kind of food supply to get me through the grind to 99 fire making, and in order to get enough of it, I'll need at least 55 cooking. So, it's grinding time. This is bad timing. I literally just got another genie lamp as I was preparing to record this clip. Wow, I'm getting a bit spooned on the lamps so far. So, we have a hard change in the plan for this episode. As some of you may have guessed due to my attire in the last clip, I was planning on going into the cooking guild and collecting grapes to make wine as my main food source. However, after thinking it through, I'd like to save wine for later down the road where we can really make the most of that grind. This is a great example of how my restrictions impact my decisions in the game and how I play the game, essentially. So let's take a quick look at what the cooking grind got us. We made it all the way to 39 cooking, which just put us over the 400 total levels mark. So that's already some amazing progress for 3 episodes into this account. Here on the screen, you can see the results of that cooking session. The food supply is definitely looking good, but we still have a ways to go. So using my super awesome full camo outfit to hide in plain sight and not get caught at all, I'm going to stand here and steal cakes until I feel confident I can reach my goals for the Wintertodt. Mr. Once would like to give a friendly reminder that this safe spot only works 100% of the time when you're wearing the full camo outfit. After all, if they can't see you, then they can't catch you. So the food supply should now be completely taken care of. I ended up with 34 thieving after stealing around 500 cakes, plus bread and chocolate cakes. To wrap up this episode, it's time to get our warm clothing, and then head over to Corinne to finally confront the Wintertodt. Our first piece of warm clothing is already on our body. In case you didn't know, the Halloween jumper here counts as warm clothing. It's a good thing I did the Halloween event. Now what I had planned to do was get my Slayer up to 15 to buy earmuffs. After all, on the wiki, earmuffs are listed on the warm clothes page as non-warm clothing, which I saw well after I planned everything out. Not sure why they even put it on the page if it doesn't count. Also not sure why it doesn't count. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But that has changed my plan drastically. I didn't really want to do the Clue Hunter outfit since every Ironman does that before going to Wintertodt. But now I don't have much choice. I would have to do a bit of Hunter as well as get my crafting up about 12 levels to make a tiara and then turn into a fire tiara if I wanted to avoid the Clue Hunter outfit at all at this point. So I figured I would do 50-50. I'm going to go collect my pieces and, as promised, meet back up with you at the Wintertodt to wrap up this episode. So here we finally are, the endgame for phase 1 of this account. I've made some amazing progress over the first 3 episodes, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. As I gaze upon these lovely doors of Din, it's time to wrap things up for now. Next episode, Mr. Once will be getting his first skill cape. The drip levels are going to be off the chart. I mean, can you imagine the full camo outfit with the fire making cape? I might break all of YouTube with that level of drip. Anyways, for now, if you liked the episode, like the episode, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, a link to my Twitch channel is down below in case you want to watch my grind on some of the Wintertodt live on Twitch. The support so far has been massive, and I can't thank everyone enough. I'll see you all next time on my once-in-a-lifetime Ironman.